we're here to talk to you about the competitive briefing. This is for the Mach only competitive briefing. So please listen carefully. This film is going to take about 20 minutes of your time. We can't do it on the day due to COVID, so please pay attention. Make sure you watch the whole entire video so that you're aware of how we're going to run the day.
As you're aware, there's a little thing called COVID going around at the moment, and quite a big thing. We're going to be having a bubble to ensure that our competitors and all our volunteers are very safe, and we're going to be looking after that. There's going to be areas where we don't have any spectators to come in, especially the event hub. That is only access only for competitors and for volunteers, and there'll be check-in options there with phones to check in and check out as well, and trying to keep everyone safe.
Yep, so make sure you have your QR scanners, make sure you have your mobile devices on you to be able to check in so that we know that you're in our bubble and that you're safe and free from COVID.
And your hand sanitizer too, freebie there.
Yeah, so make sure you've got your hand sanitizers, stay COVID safe for the event. In your race packs, you would have received a wristband. All competitors are being recognised by a wristband, and that wristband colour actually corresponds with your race plates, okay? So that way we are able to recognise you as well.
Not the MCC wristband, which is a multicoloured thing. It is a specific colour for the stage.
Yep, so if you're an individual competitor, you'll have a red wristband that corresponds with your red race plates.
So in your packs, there's going to be lots of information, other things there as well. Pick-up times. At the moment, you see they're happening through City Fitness, and you can pick them up Wednesday, yesterday, today, Thursday, and Friday afternoon. We're finishing early tomorrow afternoon. What we will have all the packs up at the Valley as well, up at the hub. So you're more than welcome if you're from out of town or you just can't get here, come and grab them up there as well.
Yep, and in your packs, more importantly, safety pins and your cable ties as well. If you don't pick them up or we accidentally miss them, we apologise greatly, but otherwise we will have them available, but please make sure that you remember them. Maybe go out and purchase a couple, just be prepared, takes the stress out of the day, but you do need cable ties to be able to put your plates on your bikes, and you do need safety pins unless you have a race belt for the run.
That's great. So pins for running, cable ties for riding, both disciplines, and a sticker on the kayak for the kayak stage.
Yeah, and make sure that all of these are all well marked, and your plates are actually on your kayak and your bikes when you're actually in transition or dropping your boat off on the day, which is another important thing, Pete. This year we can't actually have anybody camping up at the dam, so what time do they need to drop off their kayaks?
6 o'clock kayak drop-off happens on Sunday morning. So all our the guys will be up there helping out in our marshalling teams, and we'll talk more about the stage itself later as we go on. But make sure that they get dropped off and get them in position, ready to go early in the morning from 6 till 7 o'clock. 7:30 is fine if you're not coming back down, because we don't want anyone on that road between 7:30 and 8 o'clock as we get it ready for the mountain bikers to head up.
Yep, so that's right. So make sure if you want to drop your kayaks off the day before, just remember they're no longer secure, and that we can't take responsibility for them. All right.
Yep, we have photographers on the day around the course in different places, so make sure you're smiling at that time, or you'll probably end up on one of our promo posters. No, just joking. So there'll be, if you have someone in your family who wants to take photos, they're welcome to do it on the course, as long as they're social distancing. If they register, they'll get a free pie. If not, they miss out.
Yeah, and talking about free pies, all spectators and family and friends that want to come and watch you, please not in the event hub or in the event bubble. Pinnacle Pub is hosting and able to facilitate people within the pub, but if you bring your family and friends and your supporters, get them to register as a volunteer. They'll get a bottle of water, a snack, some hand sanitizer, as well as a Pinnacle Pie on the day to go and stand out, cheer you on in the course, be socially distanced, and also be safe. COVID safe.
Yep, and one more thing, each team or pair or solo competitor will be getting electronic timing anklets, and they'll be passed out on the morning when the first person checks in. They'll get theirs, and that will need to be used all day if it's solo or pair, and one of the pairs will wear it all the way through the event. If it's a relay team, it'll be passed on one to the next, all the way to the end. The only exception may be the kayak stage, and we'll feel you on that as we're trying to work out the best way to ensure that electronic timing is accurate up there at the dam. Let's move on, Nikki, to the Pinnacle Pub and talk about processes there.
Yep, so Pinnacle Pub processes, once I sort of said, COVID safe. So once again, only for event competitors and volunteers only. When you're checking into transition, remember the whole entire course is self-sufficient. So we no longer have water stations or nutrition stations across the course. So there's enough room in transition to be socially distant. And actually we recommend to have a small esky and a refillable water bottle. So if you're wearing a run vest or a camelback, make sure that you're changing that over and you can keep the water cool in your esky. Make sure that you've got lots of nutrition for the day, because you have to fuel your machine wisely, and we can't feed you and we can't supply you with water due to COVID.
Excellent. So relay team members need to come at least 30 minutes prior to their start. We'll talk about progressive starts later on, and it's on the website too. So course open times are there, but it's your responsibility to get there early enough, because if you've got a gun athlete in your team and they get there quick and you're not there, that's going to be all sorts of dramas unfolding on the day. So 30 minutes prior to the event, not all team members need to come at 7 a.m. in the morning, but make sure when you rock up, you check in so we know that you're there, and if you're not sure what to do, just make yourself known. Just remember too, we're very fortunate to have a lot of our courses on private property. Just leave no trace. Just leave your footprints if that's all that there is, and try and stay on the main trail that we've got designed for you. So minimise rubbish, minimise waste. Let's make it enjoyable for the property owners when they go back through afterwards. And also let's make sure our volunteers have an easy cruisy day, not having to go and pick up our rubbish as we go through.
And telling you about national parks and private property, there's and it being springtime, it's getting warm. There are quite a few snakes that have been seen within our region recently, so we're actually making mandatory snake bite kits for all competitors. We are supplying volunteers, however don't rely on your volunteers, because there is quite a bit of separation over the 86-kilometre course that you need to be mindful of. So please pack at a minimum two crate bandages to be self-sufficient as well. So that is mandatory.
It'd be a real shame, Nikki, if we did a spot check, random check on the day, hey, and someone didn't have their bandages.
Yeah, it's as important as a helmet. So if you don't have a helmet on, you can't race. Okay, if you don't have a PFD, you can't be in the kayaks. Your safety is definitely our major priority.
Yep.
Awesome. All right, well, let's talk about start times, Pete.
All right, let's scroll up on this screen. So individual start times coming on. We've got, so the mountain bike stage cracks off 8 o'clock. And we're looking like we're going to have a ballad, a Zach Mach ballad from Graham Ware before we start, which will be treated to that. And an 8 o'clock start for the main Zach Mach, and it's going to be 3 waves. So the solos will go first, the pairs will go second, full respect to those boys and girls doing the whole thing. Then it's the relay team straight after. So that's only 10-metre gaps between each group. So you won't be penalised when you cross the line. That's when your start time starts, and that's how it'll happen. Now the mountain bike only stage, those competitors will be heading out 45 minutes afterwards, 8:45. You will be on your own heading up to the dam climb, but that sounds good, dam climb. But anyway, we get to the top of the hill, it is. We get up the top, and what we're hoping for is that's when the first kayakers will pretty much be coming off the kayak again, and the mountain bikers will join that group. So we're hoping that everyone can cruise together on that part of the stage and fight it out from there. So 8 o'clock for normal, 8:45 for this individual stage only competitors.
Yeah, so that's right. And also just be mindful that for the individual stage competitors, we can't have you going earlier because we won't have our marshals in place.
Yep.
Our marshals are really important to us, and we really want to minimise their time out on course. We don't want them out there at 8 a.m. straight away. So we really want to stagger our marshals and look after them.
It's a difference between 5-hour shift for a marshal to a 6-hour shift, and that's a long time if you're busting for the toilet and need some food. So make sure you yell out, holler at those marshals on the way past, and thank them for the great job that they're doing. One other thing too is really important is from the start, it is a neutral start. Even though everyone crosses the line, then the race is on. It's not on at that point until we get through Pinnacle, the township. It's a sleepy little township. We're going to make sure they can sleep and enjoy their rest. But once we get to Bussey's Road, heading past you'll see where the vehicle will pull to the side and let you head up on your own, up to the dam. That's where you can really open up and all cylinders and go for it then.
Yeah, so definitely. And the second neutral zone, and please be mindful of this one, at the top of the cattle grid in the second section. So when you get through Captain's Crossing, there is a cattle grid. There will be volunteers there that will ask you to slow down going down the hill. You are not going to make up much time if you go down this section really, really fast. So from the cattle grid to the bottom of the major hill, and you'll know when the hill runs out, but that is to be neutral and slower. It is not a closed road, so it's really important because there's it's a public holiday the next day.
Yeah.
So there could be four-wheel drives,
Camper
there could be
vans,
motorbikes. It gets
Yeah.
hectic, so you need to stay on the left-hand side. It is corrugated in sections, it's windy in sections. It can be a lot of fun, but please make sure that you stay safe once again. Safety is really important,
Great
isn't it,
advice.
Pete?
Absolutely, our first priority.
Yep. So that's it for our mountain bike stage, and of course,
Our mountain bike stage is actually powered by the Mad Mountain Bike Club, a fantastic local mountain bike club based at Rowan Park, and they've got big plans, big visions, and run some great events. So make sure you go and have a look out there, sign up, become a member, and be part of one of our great clubs in Mackay.
Yep, great place to be able to train. So become a member and go out to Rowan Park and support the Mad Mountain Bike Club as well.
All right, moving on to stage 2, we've got the kayak stage, and the kayak stage is ready to roll. Pretty much our first competitors to go out are going to be at 8:25, which is our solo competitors. Sorry, not solo, our stage only competitors. 8:25, you'll be in the water, ready to go. Your time, we'll be adjusting times. Your start time is going to be looked at to be pretty much the same as when everyone else goes through transition and heads out. So we're managing that, but you will be all together in the water, bang, off you go at that time. So once you're in the hub area, the hub bubble, it is the only assistance you can get is from our yellow vested marshals who are there to help out, and that stage is looked after by the Mackay Canoe Club. Huge shout out to them for their support in that base, and they do a fantastic job. So they're going to be making sure everyone's nice and safe there. We have boats on the water, kayaks on the water as marshals, and we have 2 rescue boats on the water as well to be able to help out.
Yep. And once again, mandatory gear is a PFD, so you must have a PFD on, clipped up, zip it up, whatever you need to be able to make it tight and secure, and you're right to go. Without that PFD, the guys can't let you go. And once again, the Mackay Canoe Club, another great club. You can go out on a Sunday morning and train, utilise their kayaks, and once again, another great club to be able to train up for Zach Mac next year, if you're not quite prepared this year. So relay mountain bikers, there'll be shade provided for you. So relay mountain bikers, you'll pull over, but make sure that you've gone over the timing mat, as well as when you leave, that you exit over the timing mat once again, so those times are actually recorded.
Great, so from that stage there, we move on to part 1B, or stage 1B of the mountain bike, which it gets into the hills. Private property, the only time you get to access that is during the race or the sneaky peek, and we're very grateful from the Wares and Timbra Station for allowing us to travel through there. So Nikki's already talked about that. We come through from Maya, Captain's Crossing out, back to the pub again, Pinnacle Family Hotel. Great place to have it's a perfect venue there. And then we move into the run stage. So the individual runners will start at 10:30. So if you're doing the stage only, 10:30, you'll be out first on the track, hotly pursued by the first competitors on the course. They won't be much longer after that. Now, it's really important to say, once again, you need to have your snake kit with you, your snake bike kit, and carry that as you run. You need to be self-sufficient too with all your water and nutrition needs. There are no water stations on that course, and you'll be heading out. Make sure you look for signs. Our signs on the run leg are green signs. You'll see those all over the place. But pretty much, you head down Williams Road, you head down Cattle Creek. When you hit Gargett, the bridge, you're going into Gargett town, and then you're heading back up Owens Creek Loop Road through the farms. You're going to be getting wet this year. There's going to be rainforest again this year, which is awesome. And you end up back at the pub hub as well. Exhausting going through this.
Yeah, but yeah, wet feet, make sure you cool off in the creeks, throw yourself in there. It's a really, really great fun course. Once again, private property, so this is the only time that you can access it and really appreciate it, because after race day, you can't go in there until the next race day.
Smile for the photos too, because there'll be some photographers out there somewhere.
Yep. Also, mind you, the individual stage, people, please don't arrive at 7 a.m. Please arrive by about 10 a.m. Pick up your timing chip to get ready for that race start at 10:30 a.m. We need as minimal amount of people as possible.
Yep.
Also, with our COVID safety, remember that when you're actually in the state of play, you are actually allowed to interact with other riders, race officials, but you can't interact with your family. So your family and your friends and your supporters cannot come in within the event hub. This is our COVID bubble to be able to keep our competitors safe. Once again, send your family and friends out to be able to earn your pinnacle pie and to be able to enjoy cheering you on in a safe distance.
Next up, we have the fourth stage, the road cycle stage, and that's proudly powered by Mach Cycling Club, and 30k time trial. It's a part of the club event as well, and great to have those guys on board. So in this stage here, it starts at 11 o'clock, and there'll be 30-second intervals for our stage-only competitors. That stage is open then, ready to roll, and hotly followed by the relay team. Helmets are mandatory, as well as making sure your bike is in a safe working order is really important. You must follow all road rules, Australian road rules. So Oz, New Zealand's 2063 standard helmet, make sure you've got that in good working order, and you need your own hydration and nutrition for this as well. There are no rest stops on there or no water stations. And that reminds me too, the mountain bike stage, please make sure you've got bar plugs in the end of your mountain bike too, really important that happens. Smile at the marshals. It's a long day for those out there waiting on the side of the road. Unfortunately, there's no nice, beautiful creeks for them to sit under, so make their day enjoyable as you go by. We're getting close to wrapping up now our briefing. A couple more bits and pieces to finish, but before we do, one more shout out, and that's to the QRAT guys, the QRAT team, Queensland Remote Area Tracking. When things go bad, that's who police and SES call, and they go in and help, and they're going to be covering us this year with our emergency response and first aid, and they do a fantastic job. They're a not-for-profit, and if you want to support a really worthwhile cause, you never know when you need them, or when one of your friends needs them. Those boys will be there to be able to have a chat to while we're there as well, and they'll be covering us throughout the day.
Yep, excellent. So one big thing that COVID's actually caused is that we can't collect after the race. So after the race, please pack up and head home. We'll be taking photos of all competitors as they come across the finish line, and we'll be, appreciating your participation in your competition throughout the day and thanking you for coming and supporting a great, fantastic local event. But unfortunately, presentations are not going to be held at the venue this year. So photos, and we'll actually be doing virtual online podiums, which is kind of a little bit fun, a little bit quirky, because you'll stay up there forever, and of course your name will be on the event trophy as well, that follows through for next year, and next year's presentation maybe everybody will be able to see it.
We'll work out whether we can have anyone hold the shield up.
Yeah.
We'll see how that works. Virtually maybe.
Yeah.
Photoshop, we'll see what happens
there.
For that
Photoshop
one.
can do anything.
Yeah, but we say too, checks in the mail.
Yeah.
So if you win, you might get money, or you might not, but it's in the mail anyway.
Or you could get the trophy in the mail, imagine that. Postage.
Well, if we're sending it from Victoria, it might take 3-4 weeks to come, so who knows.
Cool. And just a couple of other final things. Make sure that your timing chips are returned after the event, or else you'll be charged for that. Camping, so all camping, make sure that you booked directly through Pinnacle Hotel.
There is breakfast available up there too with your booking, so it's just like a continental breakfast, gold coin donation. Maybe go and support the pub. They did it tough this year up there when no one could go and visit, so let's make this weekend truly worthwhile for them.
Yeah, and physical distancing outside of the event as well. So if you're camping, or else if you're outside of the event bubble, please make sure that you do social distance, and that way we all maintain safety. If you're sick on the day, or sick the day before, please send us an email. We will refund your registration, but please be mindful that other competitors don't want to be sick. COVID's really made us self-aware in regards to the importance of hygiene as well as our own sicknesses. We don't want to be around others that are sick. So please, if you're sick, stay home, look after yourself and take care. The race is going to be here again next year, so you're not going to, once off.
Absolutely. And it's not a whole year away.
Yep.
It's like only 6 months or so.
Yeah.
We're on again. So this is good pre-season, starting again for next year already, no matter what happens. So well done if you've registered. Well done if you haven't succumbed to the temptations of COVID and just done nothing. Well done for your hard training. We're looking forward to the weekend. Our numbers, there's 215 registrations, which is not far off our 280, which is our normal number. So that's awesome in a COVID year, but the buzz, the anticipation, the talk is like the biggest we've ever had each year. So well done for supporting this local event. And I want to give a shout out to all our sponsors too, who've done it tough this year and continue to sponsor this event, and Nikki too, and all those others helping out with the organisation. This has been the most difficult Zach Mach ever to organise. We're hoping the day is going to run real smoothly, and thank you for just your grace and understanding too, as we're trying to organise and not let anything go through the keeper in our organisations. So a huge shout out to Subway, City Gates Mackay and the Subway stores here for backing us again this year. They are a powerhouse, and you'll hopefully enjoy all the prizes that come with Subway as well. We're sitting in City Fitness too, where race packs set up. They've got a fantastic facility here. We've got Elite Plastic Fabrications as another major sponsor. We've got Watson's Fencing, who are great, and Pinnacle Family Hotel as well. And rumour is there are some new managers of the hotel, but the changeover will be after Zach Mach this year. So shoot us any questions, and we're more than happy to answer.
Yep.
Too late to train, enjoy your taper, and we'll see you up the valley.
Yeah, thank you, Pete, and to Alan as well for making this event happen. So super awesome. Thanks for your passion. Thanks to Zach Mach Events Incorporated as well.
And 21 degrees south, multi-sport for the Mini Mach.
We'll talk about the Mini Mach in another
adventure.
one.
It's going to be good. See ya.
Awesome. Over and out.